let me tell you right now, MAGA is dead.
MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA and the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump.
The people out there who, in most cases, weren't MAGA until very recently and then quit MAGA very quickly, they're the ones trying to tell you the state of affairs. I bring you tidings of great joy if you don't want the United States to descend into leftist madness. Like if you don't want President Newsom, if you're still glad that we don't have President Harris, if that's you, this is good. If it's not you, but you say that you're conservative or MAGA, you may not like this. So you've heard, MAGA is dead. The conservative movement is done. Betrayal. Former beauty pageant contestant, she was Carrie Prejean, I guess now Bowler. She said this on Piers Morgan, and a lot of people actually believe this. This is a sentiment out there right now designed to gaslight you.
I think that a foreign country has occupied our government, and we are seeing now that this president of the United States of America is being influenced by a foreign government. And MAGA, let me tell you right now, MAGA is dead. It is deader than dead, and Americans are furious. What Israel wants, Israel gets. And we're witnessing that. And I'm telling you right now, MAGA is dead. And we will not vote for one more politician who lies to us and says, oh, we're going to drain the swamp and we're going to not get involved in foreign wars. Trump has betrayed our country, and he has betrayed MAGA.
Many people share your misgivings about this. Notwithstanding that, the polling still shows pretty strong support amongst the MAGA base for Trump and this attack. So how do you explain that?
No, I do not believe that one bit. I talk to MAGA people all day long, every day, and the everyday average American is absolutely against this war, and they know that the only reason why we are even in Iran right now is because of Israel.
Okay, so a few premises that you have to accept from Ms. Bowler, who, by the way, you're welcome to come on the show. She was famous for answering a question on same-sex marriage in a beauty pageant where she said same-sex marriage or opposite marriage. Then she kind of did the circuit for a while, disappeared and came back. And Donald Trump went into bat for her when she was let go from, I think she was Miss California because of like some topless pictures. And then he had to fire her because she didn't show up to do her job. So that's the background. That's why she's here. And you can disagree, and I think many people do. There's some people in this office who disagree with the action in Iran. Fine, got it. Does that, so you have to go, all Americans disagree with it, as she said. That's the first premise. Therefore, MAGA is dead. Therefore, like she said, we will not vote for any more candidates who, and then it's very vague, right? Say they'll drain the swamp, but don't. Well, you can't know until they're elected.
No, she wants somebody who says, I'm going to keep the swamp. I like the swamp. I'm a swamp monster.
Yeah, exactly. In other words, people who are making a declaration, they need to substantiate their premises, and they need to give you some clarity as to, okay, what is the solution? There's none. It's just, it's dead. I know everybody. I don't believe the data. It's dead. Do you think that it's dead? Even if you are disappointed with Iran, will you not vote? Or will you hand a vote to Democrats? The good news is the overwhelming majority, and by that I mean 100%, according to a very left-leaning poll, NBC News will give you their history. There are no outliers. The overwhelming majority of people who voted for Donald Trump, whether they support the Iran intervention or not, most do, still consider themselves MAGA. Empirically. Just so you know, if that's you, if you have some disappointments, if you don't think everything is perfect, I'm with you. That's most Americans, and you still won't stay home at midterms or vote Democrat. People telling you that are lying. They are lying. And so the question is why? It's time for What a Shocker with Harry Enten.
Look at the net approval ratings for Republicans in Congress. This shutdown hasn't eaten into Donald Trump's support at all. Look at where we are now. It's a complete flip.
How are you seeing MAGA feel about the president right now?
Yeah, you know, sometimes you look at the polling data and there are numbers that just jump off the screen at you. And this is one of those. Because just take a look here. MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA in the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump. 0% say that they disapprove. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know you can't go higher than 100%. He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Now, there are some Republicans who disapprove of Donald John Trump, but they are not members of the Make America Great Again movement. The bottom line is this: if you are a member of MAGA, you approve. And when we look at the numbers, I mean, I've heard some people say, oh, you know what, when you look at those MAGA numbers, it doesn't account for those who might have left MAGA. But take a look here. Americans who identify as MAGA, in November of 2024, it was 28% of Americans. Now it's basically the same. If anything, it's slightly higher at 30%. The bottom line is this: the MAGA base within the GOP is not shrinking. It's the same size. If anything, it is slightly larger than it was back in 2024 when, of course, Donald Trump won a second term. So that 100% that Donald Trump has approval among MAGA GOP, that is not an artifact of MAGA shrinking. It's just an indication of how strong Donald Trump's grip is on that MAGA base. You know, we mentioned Iran in the intro of this segment. GOP on U.S. military action.
So now not MAGA, GOP.
MAGA, it's 90% approval. It's 90% approval, just 5% disapproval. If you disapprove of the job that Donald Trump is doing, or excuse me, the U.S. military action in Iran, and you're a member of the GOP, look at this. It's your non-MAGA. You're non-MAGA. It's 36% there, 54% approve. But the majority of Republicans approve of the job that the U.S. military action is in Iran, and the majority of MAGA, which is the majority of the GOP, very much approve, 90%. Very little split in Donald Trump's base. Those who disapprove in the GOP, simply put, they hate MAGA.
It's really clear MAGA has the floor.
MAGA has the floor.
Now, I know that there will be some people going, no, that's a PSYOP. Okay. First off, NBC, the polling agency used here, never favored Trump, just to be clear, in pre-election polling or both of his terms. It's pretty left biased. It's never oversampled conservatives. And then I know you say, well, that's not separating for MAGA versus non-MAGA. Well, they did in that last part. So here's the thing. And I think you can be MAGA and be against Iran. That's the difference. None of us are saying it's a disqualifier if we have disagreements. The people out there who, in most cases, weren't MAGA until very recently and then quit MAGA very quickly, they're the ones trying to tell you the state of affairs. Maybe MAGA, maybe conservatism, maybe nationalism shouldn't be defined by those who quit. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Carrie Bowler. Take your pick of a lot of these talking heads. X is great for news. It's not real life. It doesn't represent the actual voter base. I get that some people can scream the loudest, and most of these people are accusing everyone outside of themselves of being shills if they disagree. I'm not even accusing everyone of being a shill. I think, hey, remember when we used to say we could find common ground? What I always find weird is these people who say MAGA is dead. Why? Because of this one thing. They're always the same people saying, we need to reach across the aisle and work with the left. So You'll hand the country over to those people. We can't have a disagreement on this one, which, by the way, historically would be a pretty reasonable thing over which you'd have a disagreement. And it could change those numbers depending how long this conflict goes on. Historically, if the conflict is short, Americans approve. Historically, if it goes on for a long time, Americans disapprove. That's one thing we can all agree on. So MAGA is dead. We won't vote for any Republicans. By the way, here's a picture of me with a known socialist or Islamist. Let me define conservatism and MAGA. You let me know. They represent you. I represent myself. Everyone here can represent themselves. Harry Enten represents himself very well. He was pacing.
I don't think he's conservative.
No, I don't.
Not at all.
I think he's a left-wing guy, but
he loves his job.
Yeah, he loves his job. But even he's like,
did you see him pacing? Can you go to that pacing before he goes up? He's like a fighter, like rolling. He's like,
yeah, baby,
yeah,
here we go.
Can't wait. He's itching. I think they turn his mic off.
Yeah.
I think they have like a shotgun mic up top or something, and they turn his off because I hear an echo, and I'm like, he's loud.
I bet you.
He's excited.
They turn it on when he goes to the bathroom. Wow, look at that! What a stream!
How are you seeing MAGA feel about?
Look, he's pacing. He's like, here we go!
Sometimes you look at the polling data and look at this.
Look at this! This is what I trained for. What were you going to say, something?
Listen, MAGA's not dead. I think people like her and other people have focused so much on Israeli foreign influence that they've forgotten about Qatari foreign influence or Saudi Arabian foreign influence, or pick any other foreign influence that's
How
out there
about
that
domestic
they used to
influence?
yell about.
The Democrat Party.
Yes, all of it.
You couldn't fit a pencil between the Democrat Party's talking points right now and the people telling you, no, I really am MAGA, even though I haven't been here until the last 2 years and I was anti-Trump. I am MAGA now, and I'm telling you it's dead. Let's just get rid of the foreign influence.
Period.
Democrat Party, their allegiance is to communism, just to be clear. And I'll get to Cuba in a second, and I mean that. Everything else is it's a veneer. Environmentalism, social justice. Their one and true allegiance is to communism, socialism, Marxism. I mean that. That's the founder of their feast. They have plenty of influence. You know this because you thought that was the case in every major election ever. But now somehow they're lying dormant. Oh, you're still here, which is a miracle in the age of Instagram and shorts. I think you have some shorts up there. You have an attention span that is longer than that of a fruit gnat. So thank you. I'm glad you probably would like it a lot more if you actually head over and subscribe on Rumble. I'm live there 5 days a week, 11 a.m. Eastern, where free speech is still alive. Go to Rumble. Get off the social media ghetto that is YouTube, with a lot of homosexual activity here on YouTube. There may be some on Rumble, but I haven't seen it.